Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Pete here with MixBetterNow.com. Happy Monday, happy new week. It is Monday, the 26th of June, 2017. I had to look for a minute. It has been one of those weeks. Actually, it's kind of been like one of those 2 weeks. You guys know what I'm saying? You're kind of like, what day is today? What planet am I on? Things have been crazy. Things have been busy. So, busy's good, right? But anyway, welcome. Like I said, happy Monday. Hope you all been well. We have 4 mixes up on deck this week. You guys know the drill. This week we have mixes from ROSS HARRELL, ROYNALDO, ROMODRUMMER, and Sherif Abdelmeged. Sherif, I'm sorry, man. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm trying to pronounce that. So, Sherif Abdelmeged. That's what it looks like. That's what I'm saying. Anyway. Listen, before I get into this, I'm super pumped up today. I'm really excited, very fired up. There's something that I would like to share with you. My good buddy, David Vignola, and colleague of HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. Make sure you go check him out. He's got some amazing, audio content up, stuff on mixing, recording, mastering, very similar to what I do. Amazing website, YouTube channel, the whole nine. But anyway, he was actually here. We were doing a lot of video shooting this morning for a very new, exciting project that we're launching together. So we are going to be starting a monthly mix membership site, and it is called Learning to Mix. Excuse me. It is learningtomix.com, and we're very excited about it. We have some stuff in the works, in the pipeline, that is going to make it a very special and unique mixing community that is very different from a lot of the monthly membership stuff out there already. Just a couple things that are going to make it different is we're going to be doing a lot of long form real-time mixes. So every month you're going to get to see us mix a song from start to finish, looking over our shoulder in real time. It's not going to be a 40-minute overview and just like, oh yeah, I did this, and this, and I did this. We're going to show you the entire process, not just the whats, but the whys, which is huge. You're also going to get the same multi-tracks that we're mixing for the month. But here's where it gets sort of different and special is aside from getting multiple hours of stuff from 2 different mixers, David and myself, what we're going to be doing is really making it about you guys, the members. We want it to be not about us, but about you. So the premise is we're going to be mixing members' songs. So you have to be a member to submit it. But members can submit their recording sessions. We're going to mix them. And here's the best part is you guys are going to be able to get to vote for which songs you want to mix. Now, I'm sure we've all been a member of some site at one point or another. And something that's frustrating is when you're paying money, sometimes you have to mix a song that you're really not into, or, you have no control over, sort of what you get to get your hands on, but now you do. A couple other fun things, and listen, I'll send you guys out the link when we do our pre-sale. We're going to be up on August the 1st, 2017. That's when it's going to go live, okay? But we're going to be having members mix contests every month, so everybody could submit for a mix contest. We have a bunch of amazing plug-in companies and software companies on board for this. I don't want to drop any names yet, but trust me, it's all good stuff that you guys are going to be very into. And what's cool about it is we're going to be giving away 3 plugins or 3 virtual instruments, whatever, a month. So you don't have to win it. We're just going to do top 3. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have community interactions, live Q&A, live coaching calls. We're going to be giving away a whole bunch of stuff. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. Keep an eye out. Make sure you get on the email list. If you're not on my email list, you can click on the link in the description box below. Go sign up on the email list. You will be kept in the loop. Or go sign up on David's email list at HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. and you'll know what's going on. So I will make you guys all aware of that very, very soon when everything's up. For the pre-sale, we're going to do some really big sales to get the ball rolling, to sort of celebrate everything, and I think you guys are all going to really like it. So anyway, like I said, we were shooting some stuff today. David lives in Connecticut. I live in New Jersey, about 3.5 hours away from each other. So anyway, enough of that. I'm just super pumped up. We've been going hard today. I'm shooting this a little bit late. It's 6:30. Yeah, about 6:30. And, I normally like to get this up a little bit earlier. So we're just going to get to it here. If you're new to Mixed Critique Monday, I just want to say welcome. What Mixed Critique Monday is it's a platform for you to get a free mixed critique. Everything here is positive, okay? I am 100% positive. I have no time for negativity in my life, for any malicious content, slandering of any sort. So everything I say is constructive criticism. This is all with the goal to help you in mind. That is what I am trying to do here. Okay, so without further ado, we're just going to jump right into this one. First up, we have a song called For the Better. This is by Allison Nichols, excuse me. Like I said, mixed by ROSS HARRELL. Just got to do one thing before I start here. Uncheck, return to start on stop. And yeah, let's go to the beginning and let's check this out, okay? For the Better by Allison Nichols, mixed by ROSS HARRELL. Here we go.
Abandoned my heart on the side of the road. Ran it over until I got blood on your bones. They never could wash the red paint from your soul. And only heaven knows, only heaven knows. Wonder if you lie awake like I do, up till 5 in the morning, just thinking about you. I'll never know what you would say if you knew.
Okay, so like I said on the last Mixed Critique Monday, I'm not going to be putting a limiter on the post section here. I want to know if you guys are clipping, if your mixes are too hot, if you guys are sending me mastered mixes, if your masters are too hot, and just some pretty basic fundamental stuff here. Got the clip light on. My converters had the red lights on, meaning they were clipping. So just a heads up, Ross. I think it sounds really, really good so far. I totally dig the mix. Great tune. But it's hot, okay? Clip light. Now here's the thing, right? Clipping, there's visual clipping on a meter, and like I've probably said this before, but CLA's like, oh yeah, red lights mean everything's working. And that's possible, but listen, guys, we work in a digital realm, so there's no noise floor, really. So making stuff quiet isn't a problem. We can always make stuff louder later on down the line. We can't always make things quieter. That's not always very easy. That's why gain staging is sort of an art form for me. Also, we haven't gotten to the loudest part of the song here, as you can see with these transients. So with the clip light already on, it's, what was it? Around, I think, -9. And listen, if this is the master, that's a decent volume, but for a mix, that's just a little hot. I'm not picking on you at all, Ross. Listen, guys, I know we had a couple hot mixes the other week, but this is just something very basic. This is a super basic fundamental of mixing, is that you need to gain stage. You need to make sure that your levels are in check, especially if you want to push level into something and that's just something you just feel like you have to do. Make sure you're taking the appropriate steps, the appropriate limiting, compression, things like that, because there's just no reason for this to happen. So, like I said, normally I shoot for something on the K system here. I'll hit K14 and I will try and level to get the mixes right around 0 here. But we're going to keep listening, and if it starts to get a little out of control, I'm going to have to turn it down here. But I hope the clipping doesn't skew my ability to objectively listen to this. But Just so you know, that's what I'm seeing right now. But so far, the tune sounds awesome. Let's keep going.
How much that I miss you. How much that I miss you. Ain't nothing cuts deeper than love come to die. You tell me that it's
Yeah, it's loud. We're clipping again. So, right, we're getting a little bit louder here on the transient. I would definitely go revisit this Ross, okay? Like I said, I don't know if this is your mix or if this is your mastered mix or your master, whatever you want to call it, but it's too loud. What I'm going to do, we'll turn this down on the, we'll go to the K14. I'm going to shoot for around 0 on here, but now I know that it's too hot. You know, again, this is why I use all buses, because if I send stuff to all drums, all percussion, all bass, all music, all vocals, and all effects, they're basically VCAs. So if I'm getting too hot into my mix bus, I pull down my all buses, okay? And then I readjust the threshold on my compressor and anything else that might have a tweak, something to tweak like that. So, you know, that's the last thing I'll say about clipping and volume here. You know, if I see something clipping or something too loud, I will just make you aware of it, and then, you know, we'll move on. So I'm going to turn this down.
It's for the better, but I saw you cry into the night. My head knows you're gone, but my heart wants to try. My head can move on, but my heart can't survive. Expecting some comfort, sunrise in the east, but it only awakens the reality that haunts me by day and don't ever let me sleep. So when will I be clean?
Okay, this is a really, really good mix. I dig it. I think everything sounds good. I think there's a couple things we can do here. A little bit of subtractive EQ. We can get rid of some low mids, you know, just a very common theme, very common thing that I hear, as you guys know. A little 400 build-up. Gonna pull a little bit of this out, see what this does.
When will I be clean?
Right, so you can hear all of that nasty kind of build-up stuff.
When will I be clean? When will I be clean? Ain't nothing cuts deeper than love come to die. You tell me that it's for the better, but I saw you cry into the night. My head knows you're gone, but my heart wants to try. My head can move on, but my heart can't survive. Abandoned my heart on the side of the road, ran it over until I got blood on your bones. And that was the day I turned into a ghost. And only heaven knows, only heaven knows.
Right on. Killer song. Really good mix, okay? Listen, if I'm being pretty general and loose here, I would say sounds great, and I think it does sound great, but there's a couple things that I'm hearing that I feel like you could really take this mix from good to great. There's a little bit of throaty, nasally stuff happening in her vocal, in a similar area that I was trying to take out here on the mix bus, being that I have no access to any of the individual tracks. I feel like there could be just a little bit of cleanup on a few tracks, mainly the lead vocal. I would look for, 400, 500. On a female, it can be higher. She's not singing super high, but but it can be up even somewhere below 1K. It depends on singer to singer. But the other thing that was a little weird was that I felt like I could hear quite a bit of reverb on the drums, but then the vocal sounds pretty dry and up front, as does the acoustic. Now, I thought the acoustic tonally, EQ-wise, sounded really good, and I've heard a lot of jacked up acoustics. Acoustic guitars are actually, they're easy to mix if you get them well recorded, and they're not if they're not well recorded, they're not easy to mix. But it was just strange because it was like a wet-ish drum kit. I was hearing a lot of verb on the snare, but then it was like a dry vocal. So to me, I would almost say go for something dry or go for something with a little bit of depth if you're going to put a little reverb on the drums. Maybe make the vocals a little bit wetter, or the opposite. Maybe take a little bit of that wetness off the drum kit so it kind of balances and matches up with the vocal. But otherwise, great job, man. Dug it, sick tune, great performance, and that's really what usually leads to good mixes. Good recordings, good songs, good recordings, good songs, good performances of the songs, and good recordings of the songs. So, and just watch your volume, man. Pull the levels down, go over your gain staging again, and you will be sound as a pound, my friend. Cool. For the Better by Allison Nichols, mixed by my man Ross Harrell. Ross, you're in Atlanta, I think, man. So big ups to hot Atlanta. I love Atlanta. One of the best concerts I ever saw in my life was Ryan Adams and the Cardinals at the Tabernacle 2006, 2007. Stayed in the Glen Hotel, which is awesome. And the Tabernacle is this amazing old venue. It's like this huge church. For you guys who haven't been, it used to be a church. Now it's a music venue. And it is such a cool place to see a concert. Highly, highly recommend it. Anyway, I used to live in Florida, and Ryan Adams would never tour in Florida. My ex-girlfriend and I, we drove. We drove 8 hours. It was the summer, and the AC in my Jeep was out. 8 hours, no AC, 95 degrees. Hey, when you're 21, you could do anything, right? Anyway, okay, track 2. Sorry. Cool. We got one from my buddy Joe Gilder, Mission. Holla. My man Joe Gilder over at homestudiocorner.com. Joe's a good friend. We've been friends for a long time. For those of you who don't know Joe, go check him out at homestudiocorner.com. He is the man. Good friend. And we're going to be hanging out soon. Going to Summer NAMM, which is going to be cool. I'm going to be doing a lot of live broadcasting from Summer NAMM and stuff like that. So keep you guys in the loop as to what's going on down in Nashville in a few weeks. But anyway, we got a tune from Joe Gilder, Mission by Joe. And this one's mixed by Roynaldo. So let's just get into it.
Gotta know what's the ROSS
I'm a big fan of Joe's music. I think he kills it. Great singer-songwriter. Couple things that I am hearing. Roy, I just want to let you know, the bass is a bit loud, man. You could bring the bass down quite a bit. The other thing is that I would love to hear more of the vocal, volume-wise. I'm hearing some build-up somewhere. I'm not really sure yet. I want to keep listening, but just a couple level changes there. More lead vocal, less bass, and good job on your overall level here. I'm not getting blown out. Matter of fact, I turned this up. See, guys, it's easy, right? I can just grab a little fader and go, whoop, turn it up. Easy peasy. Let's keep going.
They tell us it's a zero-sum game. If I want it, then I've got to take it away. Take it away. But the truth was always the same. If I want it, I've got to give it away. Give it away. Always looking over my shoulder. Always looking up that ladder. Never see what's right in front of me. I've got so much more to give than I could ever take. I got a mission. And I've got so much life to live, and not just for my sake. I got a mission.
All right, a couple things that I'm hearing that I want to just touch on while I am thinking of them. Okay, the tambourine on the right is a little loud and a little bit distracting. That's an easy fix. I would pull it down a little bit. The vocal, I'm hearing it's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of muddiness, a little bit of nasal kind of happening on the low mids. I would definitely go and sweep around and try and find, clean it up a little bit, because I feel like this, there's a lot of stuff going on, so you could thin the vocal out a little bit, and we're not going to miss anything. The other thing that I was noticing on the vocal is that I feel like you can sort of push it up front a little bit more. You can compress it a little bit harder, and I would love to hear maybe a little delay or a little more reverb on there, just to push it back into the mix to kind of get an element of cohesion there. And then the other thing is with the drums, I have I've heard a lot of Tim's playing. Man, I'm forgetting Tim's last name now. Tim's a beast, man. Tim, I can even see his Twitter handle. It's like Tim Alpha. Oh man, Joe's gonna get on me about forgetting Tim's last name. Anyway, Tim is an absolute killer drummer, and he gets great drum sounds. He's got a whole studio set up like in his basement, I think, all ready to go, all mic'd up. But I would love to hear bigger. Like, I want the drums to kind of hit harder, right? We got like a cool rock tune, and I want to like feel the drums. I love mixing big, fat, huge sounding drums. And on here, that's something that I would love to hear a little bit more of. More compression on the snare, not so much to squish it, but to add the element of sustain, which certain compressors can easily bring out in snare drums. Parallel compression here. I would be compressing the parallel chain on this pretty hard and blending that in with the regular drums here. Just another way that I sort of go about doing that. Right now, I'm in the middle of a free video series called Mixing Drums from Scratch, where I'm going to go through and mix a whole song. Make sure you go over to check that out. On the YouTube channel. And I'm going to show you my whole approach to doing that. But, you got to make the drums sound big, and part of that is making sure everything's in phase. Now, I have no idea of knowing, what's what just by listening to this, but I would love to hear bigger drums, right? A little more compression, more parallel compression. I feel like you get like a little bit more aggressive with this. But the guitars sound good, the bass sounds good, it's just a little loud. Bring it down a pinch. Let's keep going.
I got a mission.
Wow, the extended outro version. Cool, man. I would fade that out a little sooner. Most of the time when we're recording and we're tracking and holding stuff out like that, it is just strictly for the reason of the, whoever's going to edit it or mix it is going to, sort of fade the song out unless it just stops. That's typically designed to be faded out. So, but if you dig that, man, leave it. Absolutely. I mean, it's totally your artistic interpretation. So look, good mix. It's solid. I think it sounds good. But I like to try and be critical with you guys. I like to try and tell you what I hear, because I want you to sort of hear the same things that I'm hearing, and I want you to get better. I'm pushing you. I'm gonna push you because listen, there's a lot of guys out there who can string some okay mixes together and who can mix good, but I want you guys to all be great mixers. I want you guys to all be great audio engineers, with whatever you're striving for. Try and do it as good as you can. I thought that was great. There's a couple things there, but what's so fun about Joe's stuff, and I'm sure you know this, Roy, is that it's all good songs and they're well recorded. So, if you could even go back and remix the whole thing, they're fun. It's an absolute blast doing that. So, good choice of a song, and yeah, good job. Okay, just a couple of things that I mentioned. Some volume issues there, some stuff with the drums, some stuff with the vocals, but that's it's all easy. It's all attainable, and good job. So that was Mission by Joe Gilder, and that was mixed by ROYNALDO. Good job, my man. All right, let's keep cruising along here. All right. What do we got up next? We have Perpetual Escape by ROMODRUMMER. But first, I don't know, that Gatorade wasn't quite cutting it. But on a big Stella kick. I don't know if any of you guys out there are beer fans. I'm a pretty big beer fan. In the winter, I like to go red wine because it warms me up. But in the summer, I'm all about the beer. Well, I'm kind of all about beer all year round, but man, it's getting a little late. It's about that time of day. Oh, it sounded beautiful. I think I popped the I blew out the mic capsule there. And I had to do dishes, so I'm drinking beer out of a frozen wine glass. That is what you call MacGyver right there. MacGyver Beer Moves 101. Anyway, so I'm trying to have fun as I overpour in my beer wine glass here. Cheers to all of you. All right, happy Monday. Hope you guys are having a good start to your week. Anyway, so let's go ahead and dive into this track, Perpetual Escape by my man ROMODRUMMER. Here we go. All right, I gotta turn that down. That is super loud. It's even loud for my speakers. Let's see what's going on here. I'm guessing that this is probably mastered, yeah? Because it's really loud. I don't want to blow you guys out. Just keep a heads up. Turn your speakers down a little bit right here. Yeah, so it's just really, I mean, like I said, we're clipping again. It's just way louder than it needs to be. It's kind of tough, and it's frustrating to see you guys clipping out because it's so important to keep headroom. When you can hear the clipping occur, that's when we sort of have problems. It's already sounding a little crunchy on top to me. Listen, I say it all the time. The reason that stereos have volume knobs is because you can turn them up. It's okay. You don't have to turn everything down, and that's kind of what I immediately did there. Again, I'm not picking on you at all. It's just something that's so avoidable and so unnecessary. We have limiters that can take care of these things. Listen, I had to master something super loud for a client of mine that was an EDM track the other day, and I had to use 2 limiters. Not because I was making it louder, but because I was just making sure that we weren't going to clip anything. So, you know, it's just a tough situation to be in because I don't really want to turn it down, but unfortunately I'm going to have to here. So let's bring this down, I don't know, 8 dB. You know, and look, you can master stuff, guys, without absolutely, you know, blowing out whatever. Go head over to Ian Shepherd, my buddy Ian Shepherd, who's an amazing mastering engineer and a producer. His website is productionadvice.co.uk, and go read all of his stuff on dynamic range, why it's important, and how to get dynamic range in your mixes, in your mastering, and how to keep headroom. And but here's the most important thing is why it's important to have headroom. So I might put a little thing up on the screen here, or maybe in the description box below, but just go check him out. He's brilliant with that stuff. He's way smarter than me about all of it, and you will learn a lot from reading his articles, watching his videos, all kinds of stuff. And he has some amazing mastering courses. The Home Mastering Masterclass. As a matter of fact, I'll put a link to that in the description box so you guys can check it out, and it's something that I would highly recommend. Anyway, I don't want to harp on this too much. I know I said I wasn't going to do that before, but you know, it's a bummer when I see stuff like this. So I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad. I'm really not at all. You know, that's the last thing that I try and do. I'm just trying to make you guys aware of this so that the next time you do it, you won't do it, you know, or you'll figure out a different way to go about approaching it. So anyway, let's just dial in the volume here and make sure it's good.
Perfection to suffering. Live now instead of fighting. The game is behind. Still want to be fine. Oh man, you are right. Dreams will never be in your hands. Have a break. You're the hero of the story. The world is playing. Here is what you need. If you don't feel that way, the soul is already dead. Your life means success in its air. The ideal for today.
Okay, so with the vocals there, I feel like there is some room for separation between the male vocal and the female vocal when they are singing together. It's sort of getting a little the definition of the vocals seem to get just a little bit smeared and a little bit lost. So I would guess that there's a little bit of masking going on there. So you can enhance more of the trebles in the female vocals and a little bit more of the mids in the male vocals there. Subtractive EQ is always huge. I would try making some cuts in one area and leaving the other one alone, seeing if that brings something out. If it doesn't, you could try boosting some stuff, but I always cut before I boost. That is just the way that I was taught and that I've always worked. I find that it is a much safer way to EQ. Instead of just boosting right away. Let's keep going here.
Running toward the mother, the storm showing his wings. Now you are not in hell, but inside stop to bleed. You fell into the trap of that thing.
Romo Drummer, you're going to be happy about this one. So I would love to hear a little bit more smack out of some of the drums, a little bit more attack on the kick, more of that kick in mic sound, more of that beater, that beater click, make sure you're boosted around 4K, 5K. I find that's often the sweet spot for that. 4.8 or 4.7 on a Neve is great. And then the kick, I feel like could, the snare could even be a little bit beefier. I'm hearing some of the crack and it's cutting, but a little bit more body on that might be cool. I dig Pultecs on that. You could boost a little bit of the bottom on the Pultec. You could boost and cut on the Pultec, which is always a great thing to do. I do think the guitars sound really cool. I like the way that the vocal, it's very raw and it kind of has a live element to that. And I like that a lot. I'm hearing a couple missed notes on the vocal, but that's okay because listen, I love the human element of music, and part of being human is not being perfect, right? I mean, so many things today are perfected in the mix process. Editing drums, tuning vocals, right? So to hear some of my favorite music, right? You guys know I've said this a lot. Some of my favorite tunes are from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and when you listen to that kind of music, there's innate human. I don't even know what the proper word is. Humanness. There's a very real element and a very natural appeal to that kind of music. That's what's appealing. Like I love sometimes hearing, music where you can hear, in old Beatles records, you can hear, like tuning happening and on one side of the speaker and on the other, you could hear some like talk in the background and all kinds of stuff. So, to me, that gives music character. And I think this track has character and I like that.
Here is what you needed. Now you're free. You're a hero of the story. The world's brave. Here is what you needed. Now you feel that way. Your soul comes back for all days. Your life means success any day. The ideal for today.
Cool. A couple other things that I'm just hearing is on the guitars there. It sounds to me like these guitars were probably tracked with amp sims. And something that's very important when EQing guitars in general, but especially when you're EQing guitars that have been recorded through an amp sim, is to make sure you're filtering a lot on the bottom and on the top. So just as an example of something here, I'm going to pull in a low cut and a high cut filter, 24 dB per octave slope, obviously a high pass and a low pass, either or. And you'd be surprised when you look at the frequency information, when you look at the EQ graph, you're going to see that there's really not a whole lot going on in the, in the upper treble, the very high presence area. So there's really not much happening above 10K. Sometimes there's not much happening above, 6K even. So what I do is I like to use this solo band feature, and I will roll it back, and as soon as I can start hearing fizz, I will know I'm in the ballpark of having something. And by taking out a lot of this high end, and by tightening up a lot of the bottom with your high pass filter, I'll often do something to, excuse me, to, 100, 150, is you're getting a pretty much like a small area in terms of where electric guitars live, right? So if we look at this is about 150, and this is a little north of 6K. So there's a very small window for where a good electric guitar tone happens. Now, when I start to hear things like high-end fizz on guitars, is when there is no low passing done or no high cutting done like this. So for example, if this was all the way up, there would be just a lot of fizz happening up here, which is actually like no note definition. So make sure you're always coming up here and cutting, you know, whatever you don't need, whatever is inaudible, get rid of it. It's the same concept on the bottom, do the same thing on the top. I know I've mentioned a video I did called the Guitar Amp Sim Remedy, but go check that out on the channel if you guys haven't seen it, because I basically go into depth on this exact topic. But listen, but otherwise than that, I thought it was a cool mix, was a cool tune, and I thank you for that, Romodrummer. That was Perpetual Escape. My biggest problem with that was just how loud it was. So just turn it down a little bit. You will be you'll be doing great, man. Good job on that one. Last up here, we have, trying to line it up if I can. My mouse is going. I've got like one of those trackball things, and there's like a big wheel around the ball, and it's like kind of the sensor, and it's going. It's years old. What we've got is I hope I'm saying this right. Io Fashel by Sherif Abdelmeged. Let's check it out, and here we go. Now, I haven't listened to this at all, but I'm looking at it and I'm going, this is gonna be loud. It's probably gonna clip, you know. And it's like you don't need to be a brain surgeon to figure this stuff out. I mean, if you look at the waveform here of Mission that ROYNALDO did, his level was good. I turned that up, and I thought it sounded great, right? You just look at the waveform here, and it's probably going to be pretty loud. But let's check it out. So we're starting at 0. Let's see how it fares. We clipped in like 2 seconds, yeah. Look at where the peak, I mean, it's peaking, you know, just shy of unity, which is really loud. It's just really loud. I'm kind of nervous to go to a louder part. I just want to see how loud it is. Guys, just a heads up, watch your volume. I'm gonna go to a louder part here, so if you're on headphones, turn it down for a second, or if you're whatever, just a heads up. Yeah, so negative 5.5 RMS is just crazy. I mean, that's crazy loud. That's like Metallica Death Magnetic loud, and we just don't need to do that, right? Because I can hear it getting crunchy on top. I can hear the artifacts, and you know, it's like, look, we all work hard on our music. We all put blood, sweat, and tears into, you know, songwriting and recording and mixing and whatever. Why sabotage ourselves, you know, or let alone even worse if it's a client? I mean, there's just, I just can't get my head around that. So, you know, that's what I'm really trying to drive home to you guys is, you know, use metering when you are mixing. Pay attention to the meters on your DAW, on your mix window, on your mix bus, and then, you know, in I use 2 mix buses, one wet and one dry. On my second one, I will put a bunch of metering on there. That way, I know where I'm at all times, especially during mastering. If it's mastering, I often master in Studio One here in the mastering suite, so I have a meter right in front of my face at all times. And there's just certain levels that I won't cross. So please, guys, be cognizant of these things. I'm going to have to turn this down, so let's go back to where it was. So listen, Sherif, you got to turn this down, man. It's too loud, and it's clipping. So whatever limiting you got going on, whatever mastering, it sounds like it was, you know, like attempted to be mastered, but I'm hearing the artifacts on top, and you work hard on it, so you don't want to do that to your own stuff.
عايزينك تمشي على هواهم وتحقق حلم ماهوش حلمك. اختاروا طريقك من البداية وحتى الاسم ماهوش اسمك. عايزينك تمشي على هواهم وتحقق حلم ماهوش حلمك. اختاروا طريقك من البداية وحتى الاسم ماهوش اسمك. أمك عايزاك تطلع دكتور علشان ترسم وتعيش في الدور.
All right, I'm hearing a bunch of sibilance on the vocal, some crispiness. It just has that cheap, large diaphragm condenser microphone sound. Now, this is not a slight on cheap, large diaphragm condensers. I own a few. It's how we use them, right? I am talking into a cheap, large diaphragm condenser right now. Right, this is what, $299 US, $250 US, something like that. Some microphones, well, I should say all microphones are not created equally, especially with the capsules. Some are brighter than others. Some have a lot more, I don't know. I don't build mics, so I don't really know all the nitty gritty, but you can just tell if you sing into a mic and you hear certain things like harshness and, like if I took all the processing off my vocal right now, I'm running through an API channel strip, an LA2A compressor, like all kinds of stuff, but that's doing something for me and it's making it sound a certain way. So look at what I did. It was like last week or the week before that, and I went through like the whole song and dance about being a certain distance away from your microphone and sort of getting positioned into a certain spot. So, I'll save you guys all the misery of hearing that again. But Sherif, if you didn't see that and if you didn't check that out, man, go back to the last Mix Critique Monday. It was either 1 or 2 ago, and watch it, and please take on board what I said about that stuff. You need to be aware of these things, and you need to be able to identify them with, by listening. So, use a de-esser if it's unre-recordable. De-esser, multi-band compression in those areas. Maybe cutting some of the highs there, I think will help that. Let's keep going. I would love to hear more bass. The bass is kind of buried right now. I just heard a little lick being played. Sounded nice and growly, which is cool, but just hard to hear. I would definitely turn the bass up. Okay, so the drums are definitely too loud here, and it sounds like there's I can't really tell if it's like a Rhodes or just maybe a whirly setting on a keyboard, but that's really loud, and it's got a little bit of low mid buildup that I could hear going on. So that can come down, and there could be a little bit of cut going on there. And in addition to that, with the vocals being quite sibilant and kind of having some crispiness to them, they can come down as well. But bass definitely up, drums down, vocals down, electric keyboard down.
مصيرك على هوا أجيالهم كاتمين حريتك في العلبة وحابسينك جوا خطوط السير. فكر مرة تحاول تغلط وتعيش أوقاتك بمزاجك. هيقولوا عليك عيل فاشل دايما فكر في التغيير. دايما واقف مستني الدور وقتك ضايع في عيش وطابور. دايما واقف مستني الدور وقتك ضايع في عيش وطابور. أيامك كلها أحلامهم ومصيرك على هوا أجيالهم كاتمين حريتك في العلبة وحابسينك جوا خطوط السير. فكر مرة تحاول تغلط وتعيش أوقاتك بمزاجك. هيقولوا عليك عيل فاشل دايما بتفكر في التغيير.
All right, so towards the end there, we had some weird level issues going on again. I felt like the electric guitar was really quiet. The acoustics kind of got really loud, and then the bass got loud at the end. So I'm not really too sure what's going on there. Again, the acoustics sounded a little crispy and a little bit brittle. Sort of kind of, when you plug an acoustic pickup into a DI and you go into your one of your pre's or into your interface or something like that, it definitely sounded a bit like that. And I'm sure you've all heard me talk about how I prefer acoustic guitars to be recorded with a microphone. So some level things going on there, all over the place. Little bit of work to do. Quite a bit of work to do, but that's okay. We learn from these things and from doing a lot of these from basically going back and maybe sometimes remixing something or just taking some of this stuff on board. But listen, it's important to be able to hear these things, because if you can't hear what I'm hearing, it's tough, and training your ears are tough. And listen, it is it's a process, and it's something that happens over time. So don't be frustrated and don't be discouraged if you can't hear some of these things. That is okay. That's certainly a normal thing. But but I'm trying to just point out what I hear, and that's really all I can do. Now, aside from all of these level issues that were going on with this mix, the most concerning thing to me was just how loud it was. So, Sherif, pull down the volume, man. Go back to your mix. It sounds like I said it was like you tried to make it radio ready at a radio volume, but it's just too loud. It's crispy. There were artifacts on top there, and then what happens is it's hard to be very objective when there's artifacts going on. A couple level issues. Go back, listen to what I said, and listen. It's all good. We I get guilty of doing a lot of these things too. But if they are artistic decisions, leave them. And if, you're really struggling to hear different things, then, try some of these things out. I think they will help you. So that was Ayel Fashel by Sherif Abdelmeged. If we zoom out a little bit here, just to refresh, we had For the Better by Allison Nichols, mixed by Ross Harrell. Thank you, Ross. We had Mission by Joe Gilder, mixed by Roynaldo. Perpetual Escape by Romodrummer. And then finally, we just heard Ayel Fashel by Sherif. So big thanks to the 4 of you guys. Thank you for submitting. I'm trying to make up a little bit of ground here by doing these 4 instead of the 3, and I am. Got some new Mix Critique Monday stuff to announce next week, so stay tuned for that. Again, if you guys want to check out the description box below, I'm going to be putting some of those links that I discussed in this episode in there. And if you guys are not on the email list yet, make sure you go sign up on the email list by clicking the link below or heading over to mixbetternow.com. Jump on the email list, get your free audio swag bag full of free multi-track sessions, free mix templates, free drum samples, free plugins, all kinds of free stuff in there. And you'll also be in the loop for the very, very exciting news about learningtomix.com, which is coming very, very shortly. I think you guys are going to absolutely love that, and it's something that is going to help you all tremendously. So Dave and I are stoked. Again, that was my buddy David Vignola from homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Please go check him out. Check out his YouTube channel is great too, Home Recording Made Easy. Lots and lots and lots of good stuff on there. So, all right, big thanks to everybody who submitted as usual. My name is Pete from mixbetternow.com and learningtomix.com. Because that is going to be a very regular thing very soon. And as always, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys watching, and please keep up the good work. All right. I hope you guys all have an awesome day, and I will catch you later in the week with a brand new tutorial. Okay. Take care.